And maybe even just me describing those is something that could activate those in your mind. If you're watching a video or a movie where it's violent and people are fighting and it's intense and people are freaking out and people are anxious and sad and scared, those mirror neurons fire too. So part of the value of the spiritual path in a practical sense, hey, thanks for the thumbs up. Part of the spiritual practical value of that is if you can hold the joy, if you can hold the peace, you'll spread that around you. And if there's people or environmental factors that just have so much crap that it hurts you, it overwhelms you, you know, what wins in a fight? The side that doesn't give up, is more persistent, is stronger, uses power over force, has an embodied depth of consistency, right? So you can completely transform the world around you. Sure, you can escape it, you can change it, but you can completely transform it by fully embodying yourself and by fully allowing any stuff in your system to leave. Okay, like the other points, I want to go on that point for a much longer period of time, just to finish it up, being open-hearted and loving. That comes more naturally as a result. If you're loving and open-hearted and somebody rejects you or hurts you, and then it really, really hurts, and you lose being open-hearted because you don't want to be hurt again, as you would know, you would have some work to do. Being fully open-hearted means both ways. Being able to give love, you have to be able to receive love. You have to be able to let go of judgments and issues related to self-worth to prevent that, or self-love in any form. And then anytime something would come in your system that could hurt you, that could take that away from you, to be strong, be bolstered, and be open, as I've said before, so you can stay in that space. And then practice it. I meditate on my heart. I see light evolve and grow. I feed it nourishing chi. I just focus on the organ and the chakra. And I feel really good when I do that. So for you, if you wanted to think about a similar type of practice, nourishing your heart, biochemically with cacao, I use organic cacao powder with no sugar. That way, it's no problem to do like a big heaping, a couple spoons a day with any fitness regimen. It's good fiber too. But even just nourishing your heart, you don't need hugs and love and plants and lovers and wealth and tropical paradise and the world to be healed and people to be nice to you to feel loving and open-hearted. That stuff is great. I wish that for you so much. But like meditation and certain types of enlightenment, where you can reach a state of being just through presence, practice, transmission, and shifting, that can also happen with love and kindness. And how do you experience more love? Well, be a generator, be a star, right? Be the center of the reality that you're creating. Emit that love, and more love will come back. I run a co-living community in Palo Alto, California. It's called Alexandria, and I've been very grateful and blessed to run this house for 5.5 years. And in the first couple years, I wasn't doing so well, and I didn't really know how to run a house very well. So the culture wasn't stable, there was a lot of anger, there was mistrust, there was all this negativity. As I healed and learned how to do this job, I started improving the space, adding art, getting nicer furniture, giving meditations, giving workshops, getting to know the people here, really screening even more heavily and going down from accepting 50% of the people who applied to 30% to 20%. Now it's 5. I'll take 1 in every 20 people who want to live here because I really care about the culture being, loving. So I created a more loving environment. People hug, people meow at each other. Some people say, I love you. It's not all the way there like a few other co-living communities I've seen, but it's slowly getting there, and it's really nice. And so whatever environment you're in, you can transform that if you want to have it be more loving. You can generate more love, and you can work on the design, the environment, the elements to have more love present. And I love to say it. I was going to say I hate to say it. Part of me hates to say it, but our world doesn't educate us on how to love very well. If you Google how to love or look on Amazon, sure, you'll find books and resources. And, if you avoid the porn, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Yogananda, Marianne Williamson, both who I mentioned earlier. Marianne Williamson has a return to love, and Yogananda's content is just so full of it. It's so rich. Amma, the hugging saint, I have her portrait. The tapestry of Isis is covering it, but I have her portrait up there, and I have her portrait elsewhere in the house. She's so loving. She'll just hug people nonstop for 18 hours. right? So there's a lot of people expressing love in different ways, and all of us also have love languages. Some care about words more, some it's more touch, some it's more gifts. We all have different makeups based on our conditioning, our past, and many other factors. So, work with what comes naturally to you to have more love in your life and around you. It can be in many types and many flavors. All right, the next topic we have one more thing on love I'm being led to say. Don't be afraid of love. There's a huge shift in our society as our second chakra, as our relational sexual engines are coming more online collectively with more maturity. On the positive end, people are being understood who are, transgender, who are working with different aspects of sexual orientation. I can speak from experience. People who feel that they are a victim in some way. It could be from anything related to the Me Too movement. It could be anything related to topics of race or ethnicity. And learning how to reclaim our power from those things and not overreact. Because there can be overreaction in responding to situations. And there can also be a failure to react, a failure to respond, which is why these movements have had to happen. But if you're thinking about expressing your love, in your heart the ways that are appropriate, right? And if that love expression involves romance, involves sexuality, and you're not sure if how you want to express it is appropriate, ask the person who's closest to you. And if you don't have somebody who's closest to you, then get maybe some professional support or do a lot of research. But for most of us, we're afraid to say I love you. We're afraid of eye contact. We're afraid of that vulnerable, sincere, genuine connection. And that fear doesn't help you be loving. It doesn't help you receive love. Making somebody smile, giving a superficial compliment, doing a nice favor, that's kindness. But rich love, nourishing love, unconditional love, loving somebody even after they do something which you might call horrible, that might be a bit of a challenge. But that's what I'm talking about. That whole umbrella